Hey guys, welcome back to World Mechanics. Thank you guys for watching and subscribing to the channel. Today will be super helpful video guys to any of you having a Kia Optima guys. If you have a Kia Optima, you need to guys remove or replace valve cover. You will need to remove the valve cover for many repairs guys. Stay with us, we'll explain how to do that. Everything from start to finish. We'll share very helpful information. Also, we'll explain what you should always do when you remove your valve cover, especially if you have a car mileage car. So make sure you stay until the end. This should actually work guys on Kia Optima generation 2010 to year 2016. Now, if you guys want to see where we buy all the tools, parts, anything that you need for your Kia Optima, check out the link in the description of the video below guys. We'll share everything guys there. Also, you can see where we get all our tools and parts from for a really good price and quick shipping as well. Something else guys, every single car we get at the garage, we try to make at least 200 to 300 free repair videos. We take them completely apart, we show you how to fix pretty much anything, and that's the plan on that Kia Optima as well. All the mechanical videos will be on this channel, and if you want to see videos about diagnostics, electronics, fixing electronic components guys, all that will be shared on our second channel. It's called Electrical Car Repair Live, so check it out, it will be there. Now let's go ahead, continue and show you what we need to do. So this is the 2013 Kia Optima that we'll be working on. Let's explain what we need to do. The valve cover is located under that engine cover right here. So that engine cover needs to come out guys. We need to pull it out, grab it with two hands firmly. You have 4 bushings where it attaches. 1, 2, 3, 4. And they attach to the valve cover posts. Okay, right here. Let's get this thing out of the way. Now, you need to have your car battery disconnected guys, okay, for the next step. And we'll explain why. Because you need to disconnect fuel lines, and if you have battery, okay, the possibility to catch on fire or something like that is very high. So we recommend to always work on your engine when it's cold. Let it sit overnight, okay, and start working on it next day. So make sure it's cold. Avoid open flames, sparks, anything like that guys, because there is always a chance to catch on fire, and have a fire extinguisher on the side as well. Now on these modern vehicles guys, it really matters which battery terminal you disconnect and reconnect first. If you do it the wrong way, what can happen guys? Okay, you can actually damage the engine computer, electrical system modules, and that can cost you thousands of dollars. And if you want to see guys a video that explains okay the proper way in which battery terminal to disconnect and reconnect first, we'll put the link in the description of the video below. So let's continue now with the valve cover removal now. So let's explain now. We're going to disconnect the fuel line. Check it out. Okay, how it's under pressure. You need to push it in, get the gloves and eye protection guys. Pull that thing out. Now you have 2 blue things, one here, one here. You need to squish both of them while you're pushing the line in. Squish them, and then slowly it's going to spray, and it can spray on you. Slowly start removing it guys. Okay, slowly, slowly, slowly. Okay, and it did spray some. You can see, but it came out. Okay. Perfect. So we're ready with that fuel line. Now let's guys go ahead, okay, and disconnect this fuel line. This is going to the direct fuel injection. This is with a 3/4 wrench, okay, like this one. So you just go ahead, get it loose. Perfect. Now let's see if that will give us enough room, or we will need to disconnect that line later. So we'll see if that gives us enough room guys. Okay, perfect, that's ready. Next, what do we need to do? We're going to disconnect all the ignition coils, okay, all the cables. But before we start, let's go ahead and remove okay that cable right here for the fuel pump. Disconnect that one so we can remove the whole fuel pump in a little bit. 10mm socket for that mount, so you don't have to break your clip trying to remove it. We'll just remove it with the mount. Alright, perfect. Now, ignition coils guys, okay, they have those safety pins. You need to grab, pull them, press here, and disconnect the wiring harness. Same thing goes to the next one. Okay, those, they will be stuck guys. They will be stuck so bad, if you haven't removed them, that you will need to apply quite a bit of pressure, okay, to pull that safety pin out. Perfect. Now let's remove the ignition coils and the mount for the wiring harness. Okay, that's what we're doing now. Perfect. Next guys, let's flop that thing to the side. Okay, that wiring harness. Okay, and here that fuel line will be in the way. I just saw that because we have another. Okay, we have another there, 10mm bolt, so we need to figure out what to do. Let's go ahead and remove the fuel pump next, so we can get that out of the way, and we're going to see what will be the easiest thing to do after that. 10mm socket. Perfect. It will be spring loaded because it's on the camshaft. Careful not to contaminate anything, guys. Not to get dust in the fuel pump where the direct fuel line goes in. Okay, this is your fuel pump. Perfect, it just goes there. Now, something else, guys. Okay, something else. Let's go ahead and remove the ignition coils. Okay, that will be the next step. 4 coils, 10mm socket. Just remove the bolt. Perfect. This is coil number 4. You grab them with your hand and you just pull them straight up. Okay, great. Amazing. So, okay, awesome. Now let's see what else we need to do. So next we'll need to, that fuel line, okay, it's quite tight, so there is one mount that we need to get to. How we're going to do that, we're going to remove the intake boot, okay, right here. So that's what we will be doing next, guys, okay. And for that specific purpose, we're going to get pliers. We anyways need to disconnect that clamp there so we can remove that hose from the valve cover. Okay, it will come loose. Just a vacuum line, it's a little bit stuck, but what you can do, okay, let me see if I can grab it with the pliers easily. Just careful not to break it. Okay, I think it came loose. All we have to do, get it loose from the throttle body now with 10mm socket. Get that hose clamp loose. Next, from the air filter box assembly. Okay, and this one came loose as well. Perfect. We can grab that thing and just put it on the side. Let's see now if we have more room and how we're going to get to that mount there, because from what I can see that purge control valve is there and we have a hard time getting to that fuel line mount. So let's explain now. We're going to remove that purge valve. Here we have one mount that there is one thing that you push down here, okay, right there on the bottom, one tooth to release the cables. Okay, perfect, to get a little bit more room. Okay, that's great. Perfect. You can see we got it out. Now we have 2 hose clamps on the purge control valve. One going to the intake manifold. Okay, and one coming from the canister, from the fuel tank. Perfect. Now let's explain what we have here specifically. We need to grab this one, pull it out. Awesome. After that, we have one tooth right there that you need to press down. Metal tooth, we'll explain about it once we remove it, to release the purge valve. Let's see, it's still stuck. Okay, if I come, oh, it came loose. I'm going to hold these wires out of the way. We can pull the purge valve out of the hose. That tooth gets stuck, okay, on that metal plate that we bent quite a bit, by the way. That plate, okay, needs to be up. We just bent it some so we can remove. Now with 10mm socket we can get to that fuel line bracket mount. Okay, right there. So that's what we're trying to do now. Careful not to drop the board, guys. It's Not too complicated, but you have to do that, otherwise it's almost impossible. And we just dropped our 2, but it's on the 4 safely. The bad thing is when it gets stuck somewhere on the engine or the transmission, you don't want that to happen. Okay, bolt is coming out. Now that line, let's see how much we can gain room here. Okay, if we have enough to remove that bolt, and we will. Next, we need to remove the wiring harness going to the variable timing solenoid for the exhaust side. Okay, so we need to disconnect that one now. Okay, let me go ahead and do that quick. Okay, perfect. Right here, you can see that piece. You press down and you release it. We have 2 clips that we need to remove. You can even use small pliers to squeeze them here so you don't break the clips, but most of the times they will come out. Next, disconnect the PCV valve hose. Okay, right there. What else we need to do? We need to start removing bolts, guys. And we have quite a few of those. Okay, quite a few. So let's go ahead, start on it. 10mm socket, and we just go around and start removing all the bolts, holding the valve cover in place. Okay, that mount to see if it's going to be in the way or where it is the engine. We'll see if we can get through it. No, we have to remove it. The bolts come off one by one. That's the one that we couldn't reach before. Okay, towards the back side. And now we need to see this one. Okay, we probably need to remove that that mount so we can get to the bolt, or we'll try. Let's see. No, we'll have to get a wrench actually to do that. I don't think we'll be able to do it with the socket itself. We will actually try to remove it without removing the mount. 10mm short socket. Okay, and we'll go ahead and remove this one now. Then we have quite a few bolts here, 2 around the fuel pump, you can see, and all the ones inside that are close to the ignition coils. So let's do those, and we'll see what else will need to be done for that valve cover to come out. So we should have only 4 more, from what I can see. Okay, I think that's probably all of them. We always have to make sure you don't forget 1 or 2, because that could be catastrophic and you can break your valve cover. So one of the bolts gets stuck. We'll see if it's going to come out when we pull it out. Let's see. Okay, I'll get a screwdriver and just lift it up from this side. Okay, and this bolt is out as well. Now, you have to be careful how you break it loose, not to crack it. Those are super easy to crack, and we've done that in the past. That's why we warn you. You have silicone holding where the timing cover meets the valve cover, here and on the back side. So there it will be stuck more than usual. Let's come on this side now a little bit. Don't go just on one side all of a sudden up. Let's try a little bit on this side now. have to go a little bit on each corner. And the problem is, I think the gasket is stuck to the cylinder head. From what I can see, it's quite stuck, guys. Okay, it came loose on this side. Now, let's see, guys. Okay, let's see. We need to come this way up. Fuel line is a little bit in the way. I'm going to just pull it a little bit like that. Valve cover comes out. Now, all the gaskets are stuck to the engine, guys. You have multiple gaskets. Okay, let's just get the valve cover a little bit to the side so I can show you. One of the gaskets is stuck on the cylinder head, another gasket for the fuel pump, and the gasket for the ignition coil, okay, is stuck right here, as you can see. So that's how you guys remove the valve cover. You can see every time you remove that valve cover, you will have to, guys, replace the gaskets every single time. If you want to see where we get the gaskets, everything like that, and even though you're putting a new gasket, you still need to apply a certain amount of silicone. So we have a special video that explains how to replace valve cover gasket on Kia Optima. So please check it out, guys, and it's going to teach you all that. Now, with that being said, okay, if you need to buy a new valve cover, we'll put the link in the description of the video below as well. And we'll have a video about the torque specs for the bolts if you need help with that. So hopefully, guys, the video will be helpful. Thank you for watching and see you guys next time.